Here already seated this morning. Very respectful. I'd please like to invite him to come to the front. The Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Environment, who is already here seated, well represented by the Director, Department of Pollution Control and Environmental Health, Mr. Olubumi Olushanya, to please come forward. Let's put our hands together for him as he finds his way. Please take the Honorable Minister to his seat. Wherever he's sitting, let him have his seat. You're welcome, sir. I'd like to recognize warmly and welcome the National President, Nigerian Environmental Society, Dr. Ifegbedike Okobia, who is here already. Let's put our hands together for him, National President. Nice to have you. I'd like to also recognize the presence of the National President, Waste Management Society of Nigeria, Chief Akpabio Ndarake Essien. You're welcome. Nice to have you, sir. I'd like to especially recognize every member of the Governing Council who is yet seated. We're yet to recognize you formally each. But let's welcome every one of them seated there, every member of the Governing Council. Let's put our hands together for them. Thank you, sirs. I'm sure when it is time for the inauguration proper, we will identify and recognize you individually. Thank you again for the work you do. I'd like to also sincerely appreciate every member of the audience here this morning. Can I ask that we please rise for the national anthem of the Federal Republic of Nigeria? If we have it on tape, can we play, please? The national anthem. Thank you. While you're still standing, we'll just take the national prayer. Like you all know, is the second stanza of the national anthem. So let's read together. O God, guide our leaders right. Help our youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain to build a nation where peace and justice reign. Thank you very much, and please have your seat. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. The Nigerian Environmental Society, the National President's Institute, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and members of the press.
Recording in progress.
Okay. You don't have to tell us now. Welcome to this prestigious inauguration ceremony of the Governing Council of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria, which is tasked with leading and shaping the future of environmental practice in our nation. We are today reminded of the critical role that environmental practitioners play in safeguarding our planet and ensuring sustainable development for future generations. That's the IEPN, stands as a beacon of excellence and professionalism in this field, dedicated to upholding the highest standards of environmental stewardship and innovation. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, what we're about to witness today is historic, in my opinion, and I think as a nation we deserve a round of applause. And let's put our hands together for everyone who has made it possible that we're here today inaugurating a governing council for environment in Nigeria. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite for a proper opening ceremony the National President of the Nigerian Environmental Society, Dr. Ife Okobia. Let's put our hands together for him, please.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Minister, Federal Minister of Environment, ably represented by the Director, Pollution, Department of Pollution Control and Environmental Health, Federal Ministry of Environment, Mr. Olusonya Olubumi. Thank you for coming, sir. Also, want to recognize the representative of the Nigerian Labour Congress. We want to recognize the presence of the past presidents of WAMASIN and NES, Architect Ruben Usai, Professor Oladele Osibanjo, Professor Lawrence Ezemoye, the Critical Transition Committee, NES. I thought I saw Dr. Ushi Agbanusi. Dr. Ushi Agbanusi was also one-time past national president of the Nigerian Environmental Society. I want to sincerely thank everyone that has turned out for this event today. Indeed, it is an historic event. And as you can see, we are professionals. And we have kept to time. The story of this event today started way back 1999, where people who were practitioners felt it is appropriate to have professionalism, practice, standard, and ethics in the environment sector. Presentations were made to the legislative arm of government. Meetings and consultations to ensure that the environment sector and practitioners is properly regulated. If you can see in the program the history of the Act, you can see the efforts of the past presidents of WAMASIN and NES in the bid to ensure that the environment space is properly regulated. This institute is a complementary institute to the efforts of the Ministry of Environment, its departments and agencies. There is no cross-purpose with this institute. We are saying that the role of the ministry is greatly appreciated with regards to policy, regulatory, and enforcement. But the practitioners who carry out these functions also need to be properly certified so that the environment space will be sustained. For those of us who are practicing as environmental practitioners, we know the challenges that we face in ensuring that whatever projects in the environment sector that is being carried out is done with all sense of responsibility and professionalism. Today, 23 years after, we're all gathered in this room, in this hall, to inaugurate the Governing Council. I want to sincerely appreciate every past national presidents of NES and WOMASIN, national secretaries of NES and WOMASIN, and everyone that has put in time, effort to ensure that the ACT, that is the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria, Establishment Act 2023, was assented to. Please, can we appreciate them? Today, as we inaugurate the Governing Council, committees and ad hoc committees of the Institute, I want to say that it is a huge responsibility and burden upon our shoulders. The world is watching us. Those in the environment space will be watching us. I want to encourage every committee member, every council member, that this responsibility is a national assignment. It is not an individual assignment, neither is it an assignment for the Institute only. It is a national assignment that we all must see in that light and ensure that everyone that comes into the Institute as a member, anywhere in the world where that person presents his or her certificates, indeed they will say this person is a member of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria. We will be talking of proper standards, proper certification, examination, and approval by council to be a member. This is not time for long speeches. It is just an opening remark. I want to sincerely thank everyone that has turned up today. Thank you and God bless you.
All right. I believe that the National President, NES, deserves a better round of applause for that very warm welcome remark. Thank you, Mr. President. Yes, indeed, environmental issues are global issues, and global issues are local issues, and local issues are personal issues. That means we're all affected one way or the other because we all live in an environment. I see one of my big brothers in the house. Good morning, sir. Nice. I didn't know you are in this society as well. Chief Akeni, thank you for coming. Let's put our hands together for him. All right. So I was saying that means we're all affected one way or the other because this is a personal thing. You live in a house. That means you live in an environment. And your environment, to be safe, it has to have all the safeguards you want to have in a healthy and safe environment. So this institute, like you've heard, is going to champion in a very, very strong way, in a complementary way as well, the work of the Ministry of Environment. Thank you again, Mr. President, for your very kind and warm remark. But before I go on, let me quickly recognize and invite to the front some distinguished personalities who joined us while we're talking. The Director, AEPB, who is here represented by Ms. Rebecca Maureen, or Mam, it's not very clear, but she's the Deputy Director, EM. Madam, please, wherever you are, please come forward. Let's put our hands together for her. We also have the Society of Engineers, FNSE President, who is represented by Engineer N.A. Ogunyemi. Engineer Ogunyemi, please, where are you? Please come forward. Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you so much for coming. Okay. So, you know, issue of environment is serious, and it borders on how we relate to certain things around us. I recall from Warri, where I come from, a young boy who was on holidays and didn't have much to do and was one day strolling in the village somewhere in Warri suburb, And he comes across this black Jeep, very black Jeep, shining black Jeep that they ride 4x4. These 4x4 Jeeps. I don't see them anymore these days. It seems maybe they've been outdated. So the black Jeep was parked, and an environmental scientist was doing some work in that neighborhood, and so he parked his car and went into the field to do his work. But the little boy passing by saw the Jeep 4x4, and there was no answer. So he looked for a little tiny nail, and he just put equals to 16 and left it nicely. And the owner of the car, an environmental scientist, when he got back, he was upset. Who did this? Of course, the boy is gone. And the man was to do a 1-week project in that neighborhood. So the next day, of course, after that incident, he took it to the painter. They painted the car back to keep it clean and shiny. And the next day, he parked the car, this time in a different location, but in the same neighborhood. The little boy again was passing, and he thought it's a different car. So he was wondering, how come they park these cars, many, and they don't put answers? 4x4 is 16 now. You know, worry boys, they like to show. So he looked for a slightly bigger nail, and he wrote, make it bolder. He wrote equals to 16. So this time, the man saw it. He was livid, very livid. And so what he did, he went back to his painter and said, you know what? Paint it, but the same character of the 4x4, please help me put equals to 16. So what we have is 4x4 equals 16, so that whoever is doing this will not dent my car again and deface it. And they did it. And on the third time, the little boy was passing, and he saw the car, 4x4 equals 16, and said, hey, this is really nice. So he looked for a 12-inch nail, and he marked it and wrote, very good. So the man should decide whether I should go and do the same thing going forward. The hazards of environmental sciences. We have with us this morning the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Environment, Honorable Tese Ubo, well represented by Chairman House Committee on Environment. I don't have a name here, but Chairman House Committee on Environment, you're welcome. Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you, Honorable, for coming. We appreciate your presence. On that note, I'd like to welcome for the keynote speech, which is titled The Importance of the IEPN Act to the Nigerian Environment Sector. And this will be done by Professor O.A. Alabi, CFR, former head of civil service of the Federation. Let's put that. Huh? Sorry? Afolabi. Is that not what I said? What did I say? Now worry you. Professor O.A. Afolabi, CFR. Let's put our hands together for him as he comes to the microphone to speak to us in the next 15 minutes. He's online. Okay. Okay, while we're waiting to connect to our keynote speaker, I've been asked to inform the guys in the media room. Please roll the tape on the history of the NES IEPN. If you can, please play that documentary for us while we wait to connect with the prof, please. All right, so if the guys in the media room are not ready, I guess I will have to find a way so that we don't just sit down waiting. We're going to use the time to take some goodwill messages now. Okay, so I've been told we'll take the time to do some safety briefs, and then hopefully by then they will be ready with either the connection to Prof or the documentary. And I'd like to welcome the representative of the DG of NEMA, Afolanyo Olusegun. Where are you, please? Afolanyo Olusegun, please come forward. Let's put our hands together for him. You're welcome, sir. Thank you for coming. And so to do the safety brief for us this morning is Mr. Femi Kinri. Let's put our hands together for him.
Good morning, everyone. All protocol duly observed. We just want to get us acquainted with this environment. We need you to understand that we have two major exits, an entrance. One is here, and there's another one at the back. Just in case of an emergency, we are not expecting one though, then we make use of the one that is directly opposite me too. Yes, we will need to push hard for that one to open. And for those who want to make use of the conveniences, just directly opposite the fountain at the central, point there, you will have the conveniences just right there. The one to your left is for the female, and the one to your right is for the male. And I wish every one of us a happy stay while we are here. God bless you all.
Thank you. Okay, so we'll, I guess they are not ready still. So we'll take some goodwill messages now. I have a list of expected messages from, we have MDAs. Thankfully, we have NEMA, we have AEPB, all those, and we also have the National Assembly here. I guess I'll start with the National Assembly to give us the first goodwill message. Also, I'd like to invite to the microphone the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Environment, House of Representatives, Honorable Tese Ugbo, to please put your hands together for him as he comes to give us a goodwill message from the National Assembly. Welcome, sir.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. I recognize a few faces, but I won't take the risk of trying to mention, but all protocols duly observed. My name is Honorable Tese Ugbo. I'm the Deputy Chairman of the House of Reps Committee on Environment. I'm an environmentalist. I was part of the environmental sector before I got to the House of Representatives. So amongst my colleagues and amongst family, I'm here today to represent my chairman, Right Honorable Julius Pondi, who is the chairman of the Environment Committee in the 10th House of Representatives. We're here at the invitation of this institute. We are particularly proud that the House of Representatives has led the movement in enactment of environmental laws and legislation over several assemblies. I just read now that this institute was, the process for passing this bill started in 2017 or something like that, and it went through several stages until it was eventually passed in 2023. And so I was proud to see that my colleagues before me played a vital role in helping this bill passed. It's similar to the bill we passed on the Climate Change Act in 2021, and of course the bill I have just sponsored on endangered species and conservation, which has just passed first reading in the House of Representatives. So the House of Reps has been a leader in passing or proposing and passing environmental legislations, and that is what the 10th Assembly is set out to do. There are several committees. There's the Climate Change Committee, there's the Environment Committee, there's the Ecological Fund Committee, all working towards environmental sustainability and legislation for Nigeria. So on behalf of myself, my chairman, Right Honorable Julius Pondi, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Abbas Tajuddin, we want to welcome you to these events and assure you that we are, as part of our 8th agenda, environmental sustainability is one of them. And we'll continue to be an advocate for Nigeria in environmental issues, and you can be rest assured of our partnership and our support for the growth of this very important institute. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Ubo. Thank you so much. Let's put our hands together for him again. Thank you. And thank you for the work you do in the National Assembly. We hope that, is your committee also part of, does the work include NEPA work, light, tariff? Does it include it? Somehow, beg them now. This band A, band B, band D, we don't understand it. They just give us light. Okay. I'm told that Prof is online now. We'll just pause on the goodwill messages and just go straight to Prof as he gives us his keynote address. Prof is online. He's saying good morning. I heard him say good morning. So can you guys please connect us with him?
He's muted.
I can hear everybody. I can hear him saying hello, hello. Muted me. Just
Prof, let's go ahead while we are muting you. We can hear you loud and clear. Yes, sir.
okay. Well, thank you very much for inviting me and giving me the opportunity to be part of this. I will say many congratulations. For environment in general, and especially for the practitioners. You know, the Nigerian environment started being taken seriously from the Shagari era, when at the creation of the Ministry of Housing and Environment. That was 79 to 83. Then we had luck with Babangida regime when he gave the legal teeth by the promulgation of Decree 1988 that established FEPA. This inadvertently professionalized environmental practice. And as a matter of fact, the then Director General of FEPA, Dr. Evans Saino, was elected the chairman of UNEP. Some of the staff of FEPA became consultants and chairmen to many UN activities, conventions, and protocols. Professionalism was kept intact. In 1988, we argued that the supervision of FEPA by the Ministry of Works was an aberration. So an ecological summit was convened to discuss this matter in the main. It was recommended that the head of environment report to any other than the president and had to be of cabinet rank. The General Abdul Salam government could not deal with this, but was part of the handing over document to the incoming government of Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. In 1999, the Ministry of Environment was created. A cabinet rank was got, but professionalism was diluted. Under the ministry setting, transfers and deployment were cadre-based and not necessarily skilled-based. For example, the science officer cadre, to which most environmentalists were categorized, could receive a deployed scientist officer of any discipline without any exposure or training in any environmental issue. So all sorts invaded environmental practice. But environmental practice require professionalism, not only for environmental protection and conservation, but also for respect among the community of nations. On one occasion,
Prof, you are now a co-host. You can unmute yourself and put on your video if you don't mind, sir. But we're hearing clearly.
when he's telling me, okay, the host is not allowing participants to unmute.
I just said you are a co-host. Now try, if you don't, we'll continue with what we are doing because we're hearing you loud and clear. But just, okay.
I've just tried.
You just tried it now.
Saying the same thing.
Let's
Yeah,
go on,
it's
sir. We are
saying-
hearing you loud and clear. It's very, very elusive.
Okay, thank you. It won't be long again. Sorry for this pain, you know.
No, sir, please continue. We are enjoying the history.
So, I was saying that on one occasion, one of the UN staff here in Nigeria jokingly exclaimed that Nigerians have falutin qualifications on paper that don't match their performance. That speaks volume. So today's step is significant. Okay. I still cannot unmute. Anyway.
Go ahead, sir.
So that speaks volume. So today's step is significant for the sanitization of environmental practice. The challenge before this maiden council will be addressing a few burning issues. One, how do we ensure that indeed admission into the institute is for qualified and or prepared and tested candidates and members? How do we ensure integrity of the practice? Is it by encouragement? Is it by providing uncompromisable standards? Or is it also by creating serious and severe sanctions for violators of the integrity of practice? 3, how do we elect governing council membership and chairmanship that will bring value all the time? It's not just one location matter. You can see the struggle of over 24 years that got us here. It's been continuous addition of value by various headship. So how do we sustain this for all time? How do we ring-fence the profession and council against partisan and sectional politics? is a worm that destroys many of our good intentions. How do we coordinate all environmental practice without rancor and distraction? Because right now, we have many related practitioners who can easily be classified as environmental practitioners. So this institute will have to rise to the occasion of coordination. It is young, it's a young baby, but it has to be a father. So you have to be ingenious, to craft yourself in a way that you become a father overnight. How do we position the institute to global status and of relevance to public and private sector? It's not just by name, it is also by relevance. We must ensure that we are relevant. So we need to handle this. I also pose that what about sustainability? What about funding? So we must also be ingenious in ways in which we finance ourselves. We don't carry our caps begging for money from government. We must be ingenious. We must find funds required. So many of these, I would say these and many more posters will need to be tackled in this maiden council to solid foundation for the institute. Sorry, I could not present myself. I hope that whatever I've said will add value to this occasion. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. I'll use it. Hold on. So on behalf of the institute that is being inaugurated, the representative of government, and members of NES and Wamasin, would like to thank you very, very much for this brief, very articulated and exciting remarks that has gone down to us as the first keynote of the council. Well, thank you very much. And these posters that you have outlined, 5 in number, they are quite germane, and we tend to interrogate them seriously for the sustainability of the institute. Once again, thank you, sir. And be rest assured that the institute will always call on you for tap on your wisdom, expertise, and competence in this field. Thank you very much, and we wish you well, sir. Thank you.
All right, let's appreciate one more time Professor Afolabi for his keynote remark there. Thank you, sirs. Before we go on, I want to specially recognize the presence of all the past presidents that are here. Architect Ruben Osai of Wamasin, please, where are you, sir? Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you. I'd like to also recognize Professor Oladele Osibanjo Wamasin. Thank you, sir. Welcome. We have Professor Lauren Ezemoye, NES. Thank you, sir. And we also have Dr. Uche Agbanusi, NES. Thank you. Dr. Ambassador Agbanusi. They don't know you're an ambassador. Tell them. Ambassador Agbanusi. Nice to be here. Okay. I'm told we have what is different. And to do that for us is Victor Imovere. What is different? Let's appreciate him, please.
Thank you very much. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. All protocols duly observed. Representative of government here, we salute you. We're excited to see you here. I'm just going to talk quickly about what to expect. I know that a lot of people will be wondering, so what is new? IEPN, we've had this association, we've had that association, we've had this group, we've had that group. I want to say to you that where we're at now, we're about to change the tide. Remember that environment over time became an all-comers affair. Remember, environmental practitioners became disregarded people. Remember that environmental practitioners were badly remunerated. Remember, environment has been treated as an externality. Remember that environmental practitioners have been losing business to foreigners because they consider us inferior. It's not that we don't have the certification, but it's because a culture of mediocrity has crept into the space. And this is also partly responsible for the incursion of the foreigners into our field. Bear in mind, sustainable development without taking care of our environment is impossible. Things have to change. The Institute is going to bring in a different approach, one that is indeed going to appreciate the multi, and transdisciplinary nature of environment. Nobody is going to be excluded. However, there's going to be a process. There's going to be certification before you can practice in this space. Before now, there was no law, but now there is a law. We've been given the ammunition. We've been given the wherewithal. The responsibility is ours to work with it. At the end of the day, if there's a farm and you are given a hoe and you are giving yam to plant and you still say that you are hungry, it's your fault. Right now, the challenge is for this inaugural council to rise up to the occasion. We're going to work with international standards. We're going to have affiliations with international bodies. For now, IEPN starts with 2 affiliate bodies, Nigerian Environmental Society and WAMASIN. But like I said, we're not going to exclude all the others. Professor Afolabi mentioned that IEPN needs to be a father to all the rest. Yes, we're starting the process, and there's going to be a process to bring all the others in. But let me say this, there is nobody, not even me speaking here, nobody in this hall that is going to get into IEPN without going through the process. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Nobody, no special treatment, no directive from above. None of that is going to happen here. There is also going to be the need for continuous development. We know we also have to carry on with stakeholder engagement. People are going to push back. So IEPN is not going to stop here. They will engage, especially with those government agencies, right, that are responsible for permits, authorizing different activities, projects, and so on and so forth, right, that could impact or benefit the environment in one way or the other. As Prof said, IEPN is here to sanitize the space. All we are asking you to do is to come on board. We want you to be a proud member of the IEPN so that when you go out and they look at you, they can say, yes, this is someone who has the skill sets. This is someone who has the competencies. This is someone whose report I can rely on, which is not the case today. There will be guidelines. And like I said, no one will be excluded, but you have to earn it. If you don't merit it, you will not get it. Thank you very much.
Thank you again, Mr. Victor. Without doubt, IEPN is not smiling. Looking like this is putting the house in order, and it's good. I'm happy to be here. One of the things I can give without paying consultation is, without you paying me consultation, that is, IEPN needs to do a lot in terms of creating awareness. A lot of work has to go in there. Beyond sieving out the professionals and the quacks, you need to push the message out there, how important and relevant this work is. And the way to do that is simple ways, movies, telling stories. Sometimes stories about the environment have impact on people, and people don't forget those kind of messages easily. That's for free, but you can pay me afterwards, no problem. One of the things Prof said while he was talking was also that the Institute must ensure relevance, not just in name, but in action. I thought to just emphasize that as well. Okay. I've just been informed that there are copies of the Nigeria Environmental Society Journal that are out there for sale. It's 5,000 naira a copy. You want to pick a copy, please avail yourself of a copy. And then I'd like to recognize and welcome the first National Vice President, Wamasin, Professor Shodenye Abere. Let's put our hands together for him. Welcome, sir. Okay, I think that's about it. All right. So on that note, it's time now. We're still taking goodwill messages. We've taken from the House of Assembly. I'd like to invite the DG NEMA representative that is here. Please come forward and give us a very brief goodwill message as well. Please, AEPB, just be on standby. I'll call you shortly. But for now, let's welcome the representative of the DG of NEMA for his own goodwill message. Let's put our hands together for him.
Good morning, all. The distinguished senators and honorable members of House of Representatives present here, the past president, the president of the council, invited guests, all protocols observed. My name is Afolayan Olusegun, the representative of DG NEMA, who would love to be here this morning, but she was in another event at Nigeria Institute of Hydrological Service Agency that are releasing their annual flood outlook this morning in person of Mrs. Zubedat Umar. I was sent here to deliver the goodwill message. Protocol. It is my honor and pleasure to be here on behalf of Director General of National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, Mrs. Zubedat Umar, to deliver the good message during the special occasion of the inauguration ceremony of the Governing Council of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria. I want to congratulate the Governing Council on the official launch of the Nigeria Environmental Practitioner Institute, which I believe will be a platform for environmentalists to properly coordinate their activities toward environmental sustainability of the country. Proper environmental management is a partnership to effective and efficient disaster management, which is the core mandate of NEMA. As you are aware, most of the climate-related hazards being faced by Nigerians are products of environmental factors, such as climate change and improper waste management, among others. NEMA has over the years been contending with the impact of these factors, such as flooding, drought, and epidemic, to mention but few. This has led to loss of lives, injury, destruction of properties, displacement of people, and loss of livelihood, with attendant economic loss to the country. The federal government, through NEMA, have been providing necessary support to affected persons through distribution of food and non-food items and livelihood materials. The agency will continue to collaborate with relevant stakeholders so as to assist mitigate the impact of disaster across the country. It is therefore a welcome development to have a body such as the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria to ensure that environmental standards are adhered to across the country, which will in turn reduce the impact of climate-related hazard. I congratulate you once again, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you again, Mr. Folayan Olusegun. Let's put our hands together for him. Thank you so much. The next goodwill message will be coming from the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, and that will be done by Ms. Rebecca Mamven. Okay. Welcome, Madam.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. All protocols observed. On behalf of the Director of Abuja Environmental Protection Board, Engineer Osila Mabrima, who is unavoidably absent, he sent me to represent him. My name is Ms. Rebecca Mamven, please for note. The Director wants to congratulate the Institute for this great achievement. We, not just him, but also all the staff members of Abuja Environmental Protection Board, because we are all environmentalists. And we've been identifying with, especially quite a number of us are involved with the Nigerian Environmental Society. And it's a great plus for us to identify with these practitioners, because as you know, in the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, we're in charge of the environmental situation in the FCT. We are always willing to work with professionals that will help and guide us in ensuring the sustainability, environmental sustainability in the FCT. We are proud and happy to identify with this great board, and we look forward to work closely with you. Abuja Environmental Protection Board is here to support you all the way. Thank you, and God bless us.
Thank you, Madam Rebecca Mamven. Please put your hands together for her. Thank you so much. All right. We're still taking goodwill messages, and I'd like to invite. Okay, I've been asked to stress clearly that Wamasin is not a car manufacturing company. That Wamasin is Waste Management Society of Nigeria. That is Wamasin. Now, some people may think it's a car company like Innocent. It's not. Okay, are you happy? All right, so I'd like to invite for the next goodwill message, this time from the Environmental Health Council of Nigeria. I'd like to welcome Dr. Isa Adamu, who is the Deputy Registrar. Please come forward and give us. And so when you're going back, you're sitting here, you're not going back to that seat again. Allow him space, please.
The President of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria, distinguished practitioners here present, let me also join others in recognizing the protocol already observed. I stand here before you representing the Registrar CEO of the Environmental Health Council of Nigeria, in person of Dr. Yakubu Mohammed Baba, who had wished to be here in person, but as we speak, he is with the Chief of Naval Staff in the Defense Headquarters. So he asked that I extend his sincere apologies for not making it in person. However, I would like to say that he made it very succinctly clear to me that this is a very important gathering that the council must feature in. Firstly, he is assuring the Institute of the unflinching collaboration and cooperation that is expected of all agencies to actually be proactive in order to continually improve the lots of the Nigerian environment in terms of protection, preservation, and conservation. And as a council, we look forward to working closely with the Institute in order to make the environment safer and healthier for all the Nigerian citizens, and by extension to our neighboring communities and the entire globe, especially in this era where the world is being confronted by the enormous challenge posed by global warming with its consequences and attendant consequences of climate change. So we look forward to having it so beautiful so that the Nigerian environment can be better for it. So once again, congratulations as you get inaugurated, and we look forward to fruitful, collaborative working. Thank you very much, and God bless.
Thank you very much. The Deputy Registrar, Environmental Health Council of Nigeria, for that goodwill message. Next on the list of goodwill messages is the BOT Chairman of the NES, Professor Babajide Alo. I'm told he's online right now. If we can take his goodwill message right away, please. Can we have Prof's goodwill message? If he's not ready, let me call somebody else. Okay, I guess we'll have to skip that for now. Let me invite this time around the Nigeria Society of Engineers President, who is here represented by Engineer Adegboyega Ogunyemi, to please come and give us a goodwill message as well from the NSC. Let's put our hands together for him.
Good afternoon. Please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. My name is Engineer Ogunyemi Nureni Adegboyega. I am the National Chairman, Nigerian Institution of Environmental Engineers, a division of Nigeria Society of Engineers. Madam President of NSCE, Engineer Mrs. Margaret Oguntala, FNSCE, asked me to stand for her at this momentous occasion. She would have been loved to be here, but because of other assignments relating to engineering, so she is outside the country. I want to read her speech. It is with great pleasure and a profound sense of responsibility that I stand before you today on this momentous occasion, the Council inauguration of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria. As we gather here, we mark not just the establishment of an institution, but the dawn of a new era in environmental stewardship and sustainability in our beloved nation. Nigeria like many countries around the world, faces pressing environmental challenges that require urgent attention and concerted action, from pollution and deforestation to climate change and biodiversity loss. The threat to our environment are in manifold and complex. However, in the face of these challenges, there lies an opportunity for collaboration, innovation, and collective action to safeguard our natural heritage for future generations. The establishment of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners represents a significant milestone in our journey toward a more sustainable future by bringing together professionals from diverse backgrounds and disciplines. This institute will serve as a hub of knowledge, expertise, and advocacy for environmental protection and conservation. This institute will be the source of trained and skilled environmental practitioners, experts, scholars, and professionals that will be committed to standardizing environmental activities and practices in Nigeria. As environmental practitioners, we bear a solemn responsibility to be custodians of our planet, to protect and preserve its precious ecosystem, to promote sustainable development practices, and to advocate for policies that prioritize the health of our environment and the well-being of all living beings. Looking at our country as a whole, we have several environmental cancers eating away at our ecosystem. A typical example is that of open air edification. It does not only soil our image as a nation, but demeans us as humans. I will advise the government through the distinguished body, such as to construct mobile public toilets with a double ventilated improved pit latrine, which serves as a solution. The stabilized sludge can be used as soil condition. In fulfilling this responsibility, we must embrace the principles of collaboration, inclusivity, and transparency. We must engage the community, government, and industry to foster dialogue, build partnership, and drive positive change. We must leverage science, technology, and traditional knowledge to develop innovative solutions to the complex environmental challenges we face. It must be stated here, there, and will always be a challenges at every turn, as change is not an easy thing to achieve, but we must act with courage, conviction, and compassion. We must recognize that the choices we make today will save the world tomorrow, and we must strive to leave a legacy of environmental stewardship that inspires and empowers future generations. We embark on this journey together. Let us remember the word of great conservationists, Vangari Maathai. In the course of history, there comes to be a time when humanity is called to shift to a new level of consciousness, to reach a higher moral ground. Let us rise to this challenge. Let us embrace this opportunity, and let us work tirelessly to create a world where nature thrives and all life flourishes. The Nigerian Society of Engineers is aimed to promote, encourage, and maintain a high standard of engineering study and practices, to enhance the professional status of engineers, and to cooperate with similar professional organizations throughout the world. The Nigerian Society of Engineers, under my leadership, through the Nigerian Institute of Environmental Engineers, is ready to work hand in hand with newly inaugurated executive of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria to achieve our set goals and more. In closing, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to all those who have contributed to the establishment of this Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria. Your vision, dedication, and commitment have laid the foundation for a brighter, more sustainable future for Nigeria and beyond. Thank you, and may we all be inspired to be the change we wish to see in the world. Engineer Margaret Aino Gutala, FNACE, the President, Nigeria Society of Engineers. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President, and thank you, sir, for ably representing her with the goodwill message. I guess I have one more goodwill message, and that will be it. And that will be from the NIQS, Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors. Please welcome the Assistant Secretary General, QS Olajide Olamilokun, one of the two. Just welcome him to the microphone as he comes to give his good. And that will be it for the goodwill messages. So I can go straight to the inauguration of the council proper. Please, sir.
Mr. President, distinguished council members, my name is Olajide Olamilokun. I'm the Assistant Secretary General of Nigerian Institute of Quantity Surveyors, and I'm representing the President here in person of QS Kene Nzikwe FNIQS. QS Kene Nzikwe tag his speech as sustaining the professional body. You have fought a good fight of faith. You have achieved this great feat in establishing your professional body. And he is saying congratulations to you, and is wishing you a successful tenure as you stay in the program. However, he sent his apology for not being able to be here. He has some internal engagement already fixed before your program. And he is saying that for you to sustain your professional body, there are some key areas you must consider. You must know how to engage the young ones among you. This is what we do in NIQS. You need to bring how they will use their own technology with what you already have to see how you can navigate and promote your professional body. That is number one. Then number two, he also wants to have a women wing as part of your council member. We have our own women wing of quantity surveyors, which they are also a council member. And we have the Women Idea and Innovation Fund there. He also said that try and engage women as one of the council members to promote, to sustain the profession. And finally, he talks about collaboration. Let's see how NIQS can collaborate with you. There are so many areas we can look at. We have the climate change. We have the carbon emission. We have so many environmental impact that we can collaborate it. We are willing to work with you, and we wish you the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm told Professor Babajide is online now. If we can have Professor Babajide's goodwill message. He's a BOT chairman, NES. Is Prof still online or is offline?
I'm speaking now.
Go ahead, Prof.
Mr. President, President NES, President Wamasin, all protocols duly observed. I want to say how glad I am today and how important this meeting is today to all of us, environmentalists in this country, in this region. We have spent many, many years looking forward to a day like this, and we are glad that that day has come and that we are finally launching, inaugurating actually, the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria, the council. I want on behalf of the BOT of NES, the Board of Trustees of NES, wish to congratulate the entire membership of NES and WAMASIN on this landmark event, culminating many years of struggle to improve Nigeria's environmental architecture and space. History will certainly always remember NES and WAMASIN for powering this, for pushing this. In fact, we thank God for making this day possible. I want to say congratulations to all council members. And I want to say long live to NES and bravo to WAMASIN as well on this landmark occasion. Unfortunately, I'm unable to be present physically because I'm out of the country at the moment. But I want to say that the Board of Trustees of NES has every inch of responsibility to ensure that upon the inauguration of this council, that things will work and work well. We are partnering with WAMASIN. WAMASIN are no strangers to us. The leaders of WAMASIN and the leaders of NES have been in the vanguard to push environmental practice to its highest level in this country, Nigeria. And we are trusting that with this inauguration today, we are there. We are arriving there where we want to be. And we say congratulations and greetings to all our National Assembly members who supported us in this initiative all over the years. Thank you very much and have a good meeting.
Thank you very much, Prof. Let's appreciate Prof again. Prof, please bring agege bread when you're coming. Oh. All right. I'd like to quickly, for the last goodwill message, he just walked in while Prof was speaking. Actually, and it's so timely that he is going to be the one to give the last goodwill message. He is the sponsor of the bill that has given birth to what we're doing today. Please welcome to the microphone Honorable Obinna Chidoka for his goodwill message. He sponsored this bill in 2017, and today we're inaugurating the Governing Council of the IEPN. Put your hands together for him, Honorable, please, this way, for your goodwill message. This is a journey of 7 years or 8 years now. Put your hands together for him, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. Please, may I stand on the existing protocols? Sorry, just came in very late and haven't been privy to all the interactions going on. This is just to bring my felicitations and goodwill messages to the Environmental Council of Nigeria and the Waste Management Society of Nigeria on this landmark event. Unfortunately, I don't have any goodwill message. I was invited to be part of this great occasion based on some of the work we had done while in the National Assembly. We had worked extensively with these two agencies, and as you can see, the bill was first sponsored in the National Assembly in 2017 when I happened to be the chairman House Committee on Environment. And we worked extensively to make sure that it passed through the rigors of the House, first reading, second reading, consideration. We had a lot of interactions in Abuja, in Lagos. I remember, I see a lot of faces, Prof. I see a lot of faces of people I remember. Some I don't remember the names, but we know we did extensive work towards the bill, and I'm happy that it eventually became an act of parliament and became law, and today we are having this historic moment of inaugurating the council. So on that basis, I want to thank everyone who has played an active role in making sure that today is a huge success. in making sure that the bill has seen the light of the day. I want to thank the National Assembly members, my former colleagues, the present chairman, all the committee chairmen, and every other person who has worked assiduously to make sure that this bill has become a reality today. So on that basis, I will say thank you very much. There are people, Professor Simone, he's right here. Okobia, he's right there. If I don't remember your name, I can't call it. I know many faces here, and these are people that past how many years we've worked very, together assiduously to make sure this has come to fruition. Yes, I was looking for him and I see him. Eric Makwe, that was my clerk, who is still the clerk in the National Assembly. Please stand up for recognition. I can tell you that without him, some of the things you see today will not happen. And he's the one that will always be reminding us and setting the pace. And he's the gatekeeper. He has the history of what has happened here today. And so sorry about that. I would have loved to go down memory lane to bring about what has happened today. But today is a great day, and I want to thank everybody. Thank you, and God bless you.
Oh, okay. Yes, Oga Clark, they say she come to the front. You can't be coming and be hiding. Thank you for the work you have done to make today a reality. Let's put our hands together for him. And let's also appreciate once again Honorable Obinna Chidoka, the sponsor of this bill, for the work, tireless work done. And I'm looking at his picture in the brochure. I'm sure at the time they took it, he was still in the House of Assembly, but now there's gray hair there. It has changed color. All right, so time has happened and time has passed. Thank you again, Honorable Chidoka, for the work you've done. We're grateful. Okay, so moving forward, I've been directed by the president that we'll take just 2 more goodwill messages and we'll be done, and we'll go to the inauguration straight. First, I'd like to invite for the Board of Fellows, Wamasin, Architect Ruben Osai, to please come quickly and give us brief, in 2 minutes, a goodwill message on behalf of Wamasin. Let's do that quickly. Please put your hands together for him as he comes forward.
Good afternoon, all. I thank God first for making this day possible for all of us. And I'm very happy that today we are talking of this institute. The journey has been so long, but we are happy that at the end, we are here. It's actually a call for all of us to realize that as professionals from today, our country has made us professional from today. By the law, Chidoka actually sponsored in the National Assembly. We know today that this calling demands 3 major things from us. One is standard. The second is integrity. And the third one, which is principle, is competence. I want to believe that we all will work strongly to see that these 3 cardinal points that is demanded of professionals will be maintained. I also want to borrow the leaf from the quantity surveyor, the guy who represented them here, said that there is need for prosperity, and the only way to sustain prosperity is keeping the young professionals alive. There's only one major professional body in Nigeria that I've recognized and that has put this as part of their pillars. The lawyers they have their arrangement that allow the juniors to succeed through their ranks. It is important our society, the institute today, look into how we can sustain our prosperity by having the young ones also in the game. Yes, we are going to have multiple doors to this society, the institute rather. These doors actually will be tied because these three cardinal pillars of professionalism will be recognized. As Victor February has already told us here, we are going to be inclusive, and we're also going to be very, very, very strict in trying to guard against people who are not qualified to be there. I want to say that if I just make this speech without thanking some of our helpers, then I will be wrong. We met quite a lot of people in our journey to this level, and Chidoka has been mentioned, but I want to repeat it again. Our meeting in Lagos was a very worthwhile meeting, and if I don't mention his name, to be wrong. We also met with a couple of other guys, Professor Boris Shade also, if I remember, in the Senate. We met with him. We met with then Almona Isse in the National Assembly. We also met with Senator Atto, the former governor of Delta State, who are in the Assembly. And Oloko Nwogbo of River State, if I remember very well. I thank everybody, those of us that are here to grace this occasion and those who couldn't make it. We are happy, and we're also willing to extend our hands beyond where we are today. And I would lastly want to say that it's a new door, and we must work hard to maintain it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you once again.
Thank you very much, Architect Ruben Osai, for that goodwill message. And finally, for the goodwill messages for today, we have the Senate Committee Chairman on Environment, Senator Yunus Akintunde, for his goodwill message. Let's welcome him to the microphone. You're welcome, sir.
Permit me to stand on an existing protocol. I believe I'm not too heavy. I will not break the table. Number two, allow me to apologize for coming late. For those that knows me very well, that's not my habit. But the National Council on Climate Change, which is a government organ, a government agency, is having a program at Abuja Continental Hotel close by here. I'm there with the minister. I left the minister there. When I asked him, will he not be coming? And he said he had sent someone here. I said, okay, he should remain there. Me, I will come here. So that's why I'm coming late. So I tender my apology for coming late, but that's why I came late. I'm happy to be part of today's program, not only because I'm the chairman Senate Committee on Environment, but for those that know me very well. I'm an active professional in environment. Yeah. I have my PhD on energy and environment from the Premier University, and I became the first person to do that. So I've been actively involved, and that's why we were in Enugu together. We have always been together. Coincidentally, the Senate made me chairman Senate Committee on Environment. So I'm here as chairman Senate Committee on Environment and as a member of NES. I actually took the society to Ibadan when I was doing my PhD at University of Ibadan. I congratulate the council. And the last speaker made mention of two things, which I want to restate. The issue of ethics. In every profession, they have their ethics. What makes MBA, the lawyers, what they are today? What makes the accountants what they are today? What makes most of these professional bodies, council, what they are, is their adherence, strict adherence to the ethics of their profession. It might be difficult, but we have to go by it. Integrity matters. Objectivity matters. professional competence matters and professional behaviors. I would not expect someone that belongs to this council, see him on the street, eating granite. You will never see any chartered accountant doing that. You will not. I'm saying this because I'm still their student at the other side too. So I know what their ethics is. I want to advise us sincerely that we take this issue of ethics very seriously. Once we have that, we are building a system today. And the English says, where you sit determines what you see. It's where you sit that will determine what you will see. And nobody will call your name, except you call yourself, this is my name. It is what we call ourselves that the society will call you. On behalf of the Senate, and on behalf of the Senate President himself, and the Senate Committee on Environment, I'm here to congratulate the Council today and wish you well. And I want to extend the first invitation to you that the Council after inauguration should be President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much, distinguished, for the invitation. Can the MC follow them? So I can coordinate the answer. This issue of eating granite on the street, is it only, can they eat granite during election? Is allowed during election? You know, when election time comes, we don't know he's a big man anymore. We'll see them roasting corn. We'll see. To this institute, members must carry it with dignity, because as you address yourself, so everybody will address you. And so if we see you eating granite anyhow, we'll also not give you work anyhow. And so we have come to the point today, without doubt, marks the beginning of a new chapter in this collective journey towards a greener, healthier, and more sustainable Nigeria. I'm very certain that the members of this governing council that is about to be inaugurated have been carefully selected for their expertise, passion, and commitment to environmental conservation, and we have every confidence, and I do have every confidence, that they will lead with integrity, vision, and determination. On that note, I'd like to invite the two presidents here, the president of NES and the president of WAMASIN, to please come forward and present members of the governing council to us. Please put their hands together for them as they both make their way up here, and they will present all members of the council to this very distinguished audience.
Thank you very much. I think we'd like to call the Honorable Minister, sir, please, ably represented by the Director of the Department of Pollution Control. Also, the members of the National Assembly, the Chairman, Senate Committee on Environment, the Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Environment, please. And also calls our very Reverend Honorable Member Obina Shidoka. You shouldn't be left out in this. Thank you. Please, for all NES and WAMASIN members who received letters of nomination, okay, we'll call the name so that you just come up to the podium. Thank you. I want to call on Professor Lawrence Ezemoye. Professor Lawrence Ezemoye is the president of the Institute. Please appreciate him. We want to call on Engineer Shuku Kelu. Shukwogu is the Vice Chairman of the Council. We want to call on Engineer Yakubu Waziri, is the Registrar of the Council. We want to call on Barrister Ifunanya Charity Nwajago. She's the Legal Advisor of the Council. We want to call on Paul Akborowo, who is the Treasurer of the Council. We have Professor, these are not council members, Professor Babajide Alo, who spoke via Zoom, is not here. He is also a member of the council. Professor Oladele Osibanjo, member of council, Professor Oladele Osibanjo. Dr. Dorothy Bassi. Engineer Anda Y. Ogosu is also a member of the council. We have Architect Ruben Osai is here, member of council. Please, sir. We have Dr. Mrs. Felicia Shinwe. Dr. Mrs. Felicia Shinwe, member of council. We have Malam Uma Anka. Malam Uma Anka. We have Sir Benson Abu. Sir Benson Abu. We have Chief Akpabio Undarike Isen, who is standing here, member of council. And my humble self, Dr. Efegbedike Limsin-Okobia, as member of council. Okay. We have 4 committees of council: Committee on Admission and Registration, Committee on Disciplinary Committee, Committee on Education and Training, and Committee on Funding and General Purpose. We have Engineer Victor Ehuse Emovore as one of the committee chairmen, Committee Chairman on Admission and Registration. We have Mrs. Olakiton Ogumbuyi as one of the committee chairpersons. Jonathan Agbanusi. Kurama Amadina. We have committee members of council. We have Professor Muhammad Bashir Nuhu. Professor Muhammad Bashir Nuhu, please come up. We have Dr. Eugene Itoa. We have Professor Ede Precious. We have Femi Kinring. We have Yusuf Olatunji Adelodun. We have Gillian Oshugwe. We have Professor Prince Mom. Professor Prince Mom. We have Dr. John Ari. Please applaud them, please encourage them. These are the people that will do the foundational work for the institute. You can see them, men of proven integrity and integrity. We have Professor John Onwuteka. Professor John Onwuteka. We have Professor Comfort Etuk. We have Dr. Shutsumege. We have Dr. Mohamed Kiari. We have Honorable Umar Bako. We have Pastor Dr. Adewale Adeyemi. We have Professor Ikem Ekwozon. We have Chief Noble Akenge. Chief Noble Akenge. We have Dr. Tiama William. We have Onyinye Nninanya Uwaka. We have Professor Sodeende Aberi. We have Teresa Olayinka Ajiboye. We have Simaila Omar Mohammed. Simaila Omar Mohammed. We have Bolahon Afiz Yusuf. We have Christiana Shuku Ogidi. and Fonto Boroface. We have other committee members. We have Dr. Mrs. Omowumi Olatunji, Dr. Abdul Hussein, Professor Salamatu Fada, Dr. Mrs. Ibitoroko George Opuda, Dr. Eric Makwe, we have Sani Hussein, Dr. Abani Oko, Olubunde Olubori Shele, Gloria Imobasi Obio, and Margaret Bolanle Ajay. Ladies and gentlemen, you have on the stage the Honorable Minister, sir, Chairman, Senate Committee on Environment, Deputy Chairman, House Committee on Environment, and Obina Shidoka. These are members of the Governing Council I present to you.
The Senate Chairman of Environment, please permit me to stand on the existing protocol. The Honorable Minister of Environment, Malam Bararabi Abbas Lawal, would have loved to be here this morning to do this inauguration personally, but I'm very sure you listened to the chairman when he was speaking. Another assignment, very important one also, has taken his time, hence he has directed me to do the inauguration on his behalf. The constitution of governing council for this institution is very important because it has an enormous responsibility to steer the affair of the council to the level that we all aspire that it will be. And we want to believe that you are all being selected based on your professionalism, on your experience, and your competency. And therefore, we expect a lot from you to move this institute forward. Having said that, and from the various interventions we have been having, those who have given goodwill messages, I'm very sure they have highlighted the roles that that you expect to play very clearly to all of us. Based on that, on behalf of the Honorable Minister of Environment, Malam Bararabi Abbas Musa, I hereby inaugurate you as the Governing Council for the Institute of Environmental Protection of Nigeria, to the glory of God and to the benefit of mankind. Thank you, and God bless you all.
So we want to officially unveil the president of the institute. The minister has inaugurated council. We'll call on the Senate Committee Chair, the House Deputy, and also Honorable Shidoka, and the Womasin President. Let's unveil our institute president. Thank you.
No, you have to do that.
Okay, thank you. By the power conferred on me, being the representative of the Minister of Environment, it is my pleasure and privilege to decorate you with this as the pioneer president of the Governing Council of Institute of Environmental Protection of Nigeria. Thank you and God bless you.
Let's appreciate members of the Governing Council of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria. You're standing like you're not happy. Put your hands together for this inaugural Governing Council. Put your hands together. Congratulations to every member of this council. Your work is well cut out for you. May your journey be rough. May your work not be easy. And you will achieve success when you work very hard. Thank you so much. Congratulations to the first president and his council, to every member of the institute. I say congratulations to all of you. I wish you all the best. I think we should just, while we're here, let's arrange for a group photograph. Distinguished sir. Let's quickly, photographers, let's arrange for group photographs quickly while we're still here. Please arrange us properly. Okay, maybe we need to take a proper official photograph. Let's take a group photograph, please. Photographers, we may need to go up so that I can get a good view. Okay, you're up there already. Yeah. Our official photographer is up there. Let's take a group photograph, please. Let's have the three presidents in the center, the senators, the minister, the House of Reps members, and every board member. Please, let's shift in a bit. Shift that way. Oh, okay. We should come down. Okay. Not everybody. President, sir. President Wamasin. President, Institute, President, NES, come down. Senator, House of Rep members, let's come down. Yes, come down. Senators, House of Rep members, presidents, let's come down. The three presidents. Huh? Others should. Okay, why the president stay? Okay. That's true. So every member, apart from the presidents and the House of Representatives that are here, members, the rest of us, let's come down and have a proper group photograph. So photographers, you can arrange them properly. So let's move forward. This way, madam. Join them here. Stay here with them. I bet your faces are too serious. Can you smile a little bit? Thank you. Thank you. Better. Congratulations to everybody. Sorry, your name is what, man? Okay, on the list, you have to check your list. Yes. Thank you. Can we please settle down so that we can finish this program officially? I'd like to invite for the For his response, the President of the Institute and Chairman of the Governing Council, please welcome Mr. President of the Institute and Chairman, Governing Council for his remarks. Mr. President, sir.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Environment, here ably represented, the Chairman of Senate Committee on Environment and Climate Change, the Deputy Chairman House Committee on Environment, our own dear Honorable Obinna Chidoka, the proud sponsor of our bill, executives, members, fellows of NES, Wamasin, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is with great pleasure and a deep sense of joy, but more importantly, gratitude to Almighty God, that I stand to respond and formally accept the responsibility of shepherding this significant institute, saddled the responsibility of regulating the activities of its very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Today marks the beginning of a new era in environmental governance and ecosystem management in Nigeria. It wasn't an easy task going through the process of signing the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria into law. This new dawn, which is heralded by the inauguration of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria, I must say is driven strongly by the passion for corporate environmental stewardship and justice. What you have witnessed this afternoon is a strategic fusion of Nigerian Environmental Society and Waste Management Society of Nigeria, determination to salvage the Nigerian environment from both natural and anthropogenic calamities. The mission of the Institute is very clear: interrogating the environmental issues, ecological evaluations, ecological integrity, environmental management, restoration, remediation, protection, sustainability, and of course, stewardship of the Nigerian environment, which is in dire need of our intervention. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to say this with some emotion. Nothing signposts man's apparent failure to protect Mother Nature than our apathy in combating climate change challenges. As a matter of fact, the symbiotic relationship between man and the environment seems to have collapsed. Every passing day presents doubting environmental challenges interfering with ecosystem matrices such as water, air, and land, including man. Be that as it may, we are gladdened by today's inauguration that the competence, expertise, and experience, intellectual base of both Wamasin and NES that are driving this project in the protection of the Nigerian environment. Let me at this point respectfully express our profound gratitude to the federal government of Nigeria for signing the IEPN bill into law. Our special thanks goes to Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, the former president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, who is also a grand patron of Nigerian Environmental Society. Our profound thanks also goes to the First Lady of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Her Excellency Senator Ruth Rabi Tinubu, the then chairman of Senate Committee on Environment and also a fellow of NES. Incidentally, it behoves of me to also acknowledge the contribution of Honorable Obinna Chidoka, also an honorary fellow of NES, but more importantly, for sponsoring the bill in the year 2017. All members of the National Assembly, and a special thanks will also go to the current Senate Committee Chairman on Environment and Climate Change and the Deputy Chairman of Senate Committee on Environment for gracing this occasion with their presence and providing the required support. I must not fail to acknowledge the contribution of the current Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Amina Mohammed, the one-time Minister of Environment. And I remember that time, our courtesy call to her as a minister. We reminded her of the need for this bill. And of course, she pursued it until she left for her service in the United Nations. Our thanks also sent to us a competent and able representative to have conducted this inauguration. One thing is very clear, that this Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria are open-minded ministries. Our intention and idea is to ensure that we protect the Nigerian environment. As you all know, Mother Nature is weeping. As you all know, the environmental situation is not satisfactory. Just passengers on spaceship Earth. But therefore, it behoves on all of us to ensure the sustainability of Nigerian environment. And by the special grace of God, this we will do. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Of certificates to be made by the President to members of Council.
I'll give you. During the speeches, I give press. The Honorable Minister of Environment. I know that charity begins at home, but it does not end there. And I cannot be a judge in my own cause. So I humbly invite you, sir, to make my first presentation of my certificate as the President. Then I will do the rest accordingly. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor again to officially present this certificate to Professor Lawrence Esemoye as the president, the first president of the Institute of Environmental Practitioners of Nigeria. Thank you.
Now my assignment begins with the presentation of certificates to other members of council. So I would like to invite Engineer Yakubu Waziri, the first registrar of the Institute. Aha. Please, can you give him a round of applause? Thank you. Engineer, yes?
It's not around, but we can call.
Chukwego, Chukwego.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I would like to invite Engineer Chukwukelu Chukwugo, MFR. Please come forward. Is anybody receiving for him? Okay. Next is Barrister Ifunaya Charity Wajago. And next is Mr. Paul Akboroko. Okay. I'd like to invite Dr. Efegbediki Limson Okobia to come receive his certificate. And after him, we have Chief Akpavio Ndareke Essien. Okay. Next is Dr. Mrs. Felicia Chinwe Mogo. Dr. Mrs. Felicia Chinwe. And followed immediately Malam Umar Anka. We have Sir Benson Abu. Sir Benson Abu, if you're here, please come forward. We have Professor Babajide Alo. We'll present to him. He's not here. Professor Oladele Osibanjo. Okay, Prof is coming. Architect Ruben M. Osai. Osibanjo. Architect Ruben Osai. We have Dr. Dorothy Bassi. Dr. Dorothy Bassi. Okay, he will collect for her. He said he will collect for her. And then we have Engineer Anda Y. Ogosu. He's not here too. You'll collect for him. Okay. Then Mrs. Olakiton Oluwagbuyi. Is she here?
Yes, she is. Femi, call her.
We have Mohammed Kurama Hamadina. We have Engineer Victor Ohioze Imebore. Dr. Uchechukwu Jonathan Agbanusi. Theresa Olayinka Ajiboye. Theresa Olayinka Ajiboye. She around? Samaila Omar Mohammed. Okay. Bolahon Afiz Yusuf. Bolahon Afiz Yusuf. Christian Chuka Ogidi. Christian is coming. Fonto Boroface. Professor Mohammed Bashar Nuhu. Dr. Eugene Itua.
Where is Eugene Itua?
It's down there. We've given it out. Dr. Eugene Itua. Professor Ede Precious. Professor Ede Precious. Femi Kinri. Femi Kinri. Gillian Ochubwe. Gillian Ochubwe. Yusuf Olatunji Adelodun. Adelodun. Yusuf Olatunji Adelodun. Professor Prince Mom. Dr. John Harry. Dr. John Harry is here. Dr. Mohammed Kiari. Yusuf Olatunji Adelodun. Okay, let's keep these ones here. Professor John Onwuteka. Professor Comfort Itok. Comfort Itok, and then Dr. Chuks Umeje. Dr. Chuks Umege. Honorable Umar Bako. Pastor Dr. Adewale Adeyemi. Not here. Okay, it's here. Chief Noble Akenge. Dr. Tiama William. Waka. Professor Shodeinde Abere. Gloria Imo Basi Obio. But I can collect it now. Shodenye. That's what that means. They have to rewrite it for you. Is there? Ask him. Margaret Bolanle Ajayi. Dr. Mrs. Omowumi Olatunji. Dr. Abdul Husseini. Margaret Bolanle Ajayi. Professor Salamatu Fada. Dr. Mrs. Ibitoroko George Opuda. Dr. Eugene Eric Makwe. Dr. Abani Oko. Sani Husseini. Olubodun Olubori Jalil. Olubodun Olubori Jalil.
Olubodun Olubori Jalil. That's it. So you don't give orders and you forget your own.
All right. Thank you all very much, and congratulations again to every council member. We have come to the end of this inauguration ceremony. I want to thank starting from the president to every member of council. Thank you. I know, I have it already. But to do a proper vote of thanks, it's my honor and privilege to invite the National President of Waste Management Society of Nigeria, WAMASIN, Chief Akpabio Ndaraki Essien, for the vote of thanks. Please, let's put our hands together as he comes to do us a vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, distinguished people. I also want to stand on existing protocol. When the president of the council made his acceptance speech, he made my work very easy because he spent time to thank a lot of people who have been on the forefront of having this bill passed in the National Assembly. But I don't want to continue to mention those same people, not that they are not important, but because they have already been mentioned, and looking at the time, so a few people I have to mention, in addition to what the president has done, is the original work that was done for us, WAMASIN, by the first president of WAMASIN, we call the premier president, Architect Osai, who first attempted to professionalize waste management in Nigeria, even though the bill was never read on the floor of the National Assembly. I want to especially also thank the current NES president, who did a lot of legwork from the 2017 to the present time. And I know the fever that was holding us when on the 25th or 24th of May, the then president signed 8 bills, and our own was not part of it. We started having calls. The president has refused to sign our bill again. Official, and it's still fresh in my memory. I also want to say a big thank you. Done putting their best, both morally, financially, and otherwise. The planning committee have been sleepless, all that, to make this day happen. I will not fail to say thank you to the representative of the minister, representative of national assemblies, and all other bodies that have, by attending, have given some seal of approval to what we are doing today. The media, the colleagues that have also left some of very important occasions, and those who flew in from different parts of the country. We know that the tickets are not come, that have also joined online. We said thank you for being here. And for the council members, especially the principal members of the council, the president, the vice president, the registrar, the director, the legal person, the treasurer, council chairman, for accepting to be part of this first council, because there is a lot of work to be done. And we pray that God will give in that necessary effort to make sure that the institute will be the one that will be recognized the world over. Thank you all for a good day. Thank you for making this day very special. And I wish all of us safe journey back to our respective locations. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Shall we all rise for the national anthem, please? National anthem, please. Thank you. I'm told there's still photographs to be taken out there at the red carpet, so please join the photographers out there for a group photograph session.